Inside this container are anchovies, small, flavorful fish packed in a can with liquid. And inside this container are sardines, which are also small, flavorful fish packed in a can with liquid. Anchovies and sardines are ubiquitous but often misunderstood and potentially sneered at. Today I'm going to demystify anchovies and sardines, explain their similarities and differences, and provide examples of how to make tasty recipes with each. Yes, there's something admittedly fishy about this episode, but I promise it's all in good taste. So let's get at it. Hello and welcome to I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt and this channel is all about helping you be a better cook. And yeah, both anchovies and sardines can make you a better cook. They can really up your recipes. Now, let's do the 30,000 foot overview before we get into kind of the unique characteristics of each of these because, well, anchovies and sardines do have quite a bit in common. Now, these are all canned, as you can see here, but both anchovies and sardines are available fresh. It's just really, really rare. 99% of the time when you buy an anchovy or sardine, well, it's going to be in a can like this. Now, both of these are saltwater fish. They're both these little silver fish, and they're quite oily as well, which means they're high in those omega-3 fatty acids. Now, these are unique, but they also have quite a bit in common. So let's talk about their similarities first. Okay, so the first thing to know about both anchovies and sardines is that when they're canned like this, well, that name is pretty broad. It's not necessarily referring to one type of fish, like the sardine or the anchovy. Both of these fish, well, anchovies and sardines are made up of a broad class of different types of fish. But when they're canned like this, they're going to be split into one of two categories. They're either going to be called anchovies or sardines. So just know that going in, that there are many different types of fish that can fit the profile of either an anchovy or a sardine when it's canned. Now, just like canned tuna, well, both anchovies and sardines, they're fully cooked. That means you don't have to cook them. You don't have to worry about overcooking or undercooking. These things are ready to eat, and heck, they're even easier than canned tuna in some ways because they just have this little lid that you pop open, so you don't even need a can opener. And that means, well, they're just really easy to use. Another similarity between anchovies and sardines is that, well, they're pretty inexpensive. These cans cost maybe $1.50 or $2 or $3, depending on the size. It's really not a big outlay. You know, fresh fish can get really expensive in the store, but, well, these are cheap and they're also widely available. I mean, you can go to just about any market and in the canned fish section, you're going to find anchovies and sardines. They're really widely available. And because they are in cans, that means they're shelf stable. So these things can last a long time in your pantry. It's the opposite of fresh fish where, you know, it can go bad really, really quickly even when it's refrigerated. With these, they can last months and sometimes maybe even years just in your pantry in the can, ready to go. Both of these, most of the time, are often going to be found in a liquid. Now, the liquid may vary depending on the can, and you can see what it is by just simply reading the can, but oil is a common liquid that is used to can these things. That keeps these fish moist, that keeps them well preserved, and that can also add to the flavor as well. You know, it can give it that nice mouthfeel when you're ready to use it. Both of these are often salted as well, so that helps with both the flavor and the preservation process. And finally, both of these have what I might just call a fishy reputation. Yeah, not everybody loves anchovies and sardines, but I think that's more because they might be misunderstood. If you know how to use and cook with these, both of these can be absolutely delicious, and that's one of the reasons I'm making this video, is to kind of help demystify that, make these both more approachable. But I promise you that both of these can be super tasty. Well, you just gotta use them right and sometimes in moderation. Okay, let's start with what is probably the more controversial of these two, the anchovy. You've probably all heard the joke about that relative who loves anchovies on their pizza, and maybe you just kind of like, you know, get the ick factor from that. But once again, when used properly, anchovies can be delicious. Now, these are all canned, they're salted, they're brined, and that's part of the anchovy making process. Anchovies have a very strong flavor, and that is intentional, but that doesn't mean that it has to overwhelm whatever you're cooking with. And it's really easy to tame the flavor of anchovies. In fact, before you use these things, you're probably just going to want to take them out of the can and soak them in water. Just soak them in some cold water for about half an hour before you're ready to use, then simply pat them dry. What that's going to do is that's going to take away a lot of that saltiness, a lot of that strong flavor, and that's really going to tame these, and well, that's going to help whatever you're cooking with so that it doesn't overwhelm it with anchovy taste. Now, I keep talking about cooking with anchovies versus just kind of eating them plain. And for the most part, that's where anchovies star. You should really think of anchovies more as an ingredient, as something you would just kind of eat unto itself. Yes, you can. I mean, you can absolutely eat a little anchovy fillet, but these are really best when thought of as an ingredient within a recipe or added to a recipe to help make it shine. And a little goes a long way. I mean, you see the size of these cans. They're not very big, and that's intentional because you don't need a whole lot of anchovy when you're using it in a recipe. Again, this is going to be kind of a background note just to have a little bit of that flavor. Now, let's talk about that flavor and let's try one of these things so that I can kind of describe how they taste. Okay, so let's open up one of these cans, and I'm gonna do the thing that I told you not to do. I'm not soaking these first. We're just going to kind of eat one of these as is, and as you can see, they're just these little tiny fillets here packed in this oil. Again, these guys are pretty small. This is what I do for you. I'm just gonna eat one of these things whole. And it's really salty. But I don't know, I really like them. It's very strong. Again, you'd really want to soak this first. But the beautiful thing about anchovies is they have what's called that umami factor, that flavor sensation that's associated with savoriness. Think like soy sauce or seaweed. That's what they can add to a dish. Now again, you're probably not going to want to just eat them out of the can like this, but you can, and well, they pack a lot of flavor. Now, if you've never used anchovies before and you don't care for them on your pizza, two great ways to incorporate them into a recipe are, well, one we've already made before, and that's my pasta puttanesca. Remember, that was that kind of chunky, super savory, flavorful pasta sauce? Well, anchovy fillets or anchovy paste are great in that. And I should mention that anchovy paste is also a nice gateway into the world of anchovies if you don't want to deal with the fillets. It's basically, well, you know, ground up anchovies, and this is readily available too. Another great and classic way to use anchovies, in fact, it's probably one that you've already experienced anchovies with, even if you weren't aware of it, is Caesar dressing. So dressing for a classic Caesar salad has anchovies, and it's really easy to make at home. So let's whip that up and I'll demonstrate how you can use anchovies in that classic dressing. Okay, we'll use a food processor for this. You might remember this little guy. This is this little Cuisinart that I found new in the box. It was, I think it was 30 years old, but it had never been opened, and well, it works great. So anyways, I start by putting the anchovies and a couple cloves of garlic right into the food processor, and then we're just gonna pulse this. Then we'll simply add a couple tablespoons of olive oil. You can use either an egg for this or, well, just some mayonnaise. I'm gonna use a couple tablespoons of mayonnaise. And then one of the other secret ingredients that has a lot of that kind of umami flavor is Worcestershire sauce. Gonna add about a teaspoon of that. We're gonna pulse this again. Now we are going to slowly drizzle in about half a cup of olive oil. And what's neat about these is this little component of your food processor, this will actually let the oil drip in slowly. It's got this little hole at the bottom. That's what it's for. So we'll just kind of dribble this in slowly. Let it do the work. Okay, let's test the fruits of our non-labors. This is such an easy way to make a dressing or mayo. That is such good dressing. It's so flavorful. And yeah, it's got anchovies in there, but it doesn't taste fishy. That's the beauty of using anchovies in a recipe like this. It's just a little subtle background. Now this is ready to be dressed on a salad and enjoyed. Okay, let's talk sardines. And well, as you can see, first of all, there's more variety of sardines usually that you'll find in the store. Whereas anchovies are kind of anchovies, there's quite a variety of sardines. Now, sardines are usually part of the herring family, if you're familiar with that fish, and it's pretty versatile. Now, as you can see from this assortment here, we have sardines with like a lemon flavor, some with like a smoke flavor, others packed in oil, this one in soybean oil, others in olive oil. There's a bit more variety when it comes to sardines, and well, that's because if anchovies are more of like a supporting actor, sardines can play more of a starring role. You can use these as an ingredient, just like you would anchovies, but you can also eat sardines, well, kind of as is, as part of more of a main component of a dish, as you would other fish. Let's open a can and give one a taste, and as I do that, I'll regale you with the story. So apparently sardines were the first canned fish, and they were done so under the orders of Napoleon to feed his troops. So we can say we're eating a little bit of history here too. But as you can see, these sardines, the fillets are bigger than the canned anchovies that we had previously. But as you can see, it's kind of similar in looks. We got kind of the silvery, oily fish. And sardines are far milder than anchovies. So where anchovies, they really kind of hit you with the flavor, these sardines, they're just a little more, I wouldn't say they're not flavorful. They definitely have flavor. But it's more of like a strong tuna. But it's just a good fish. It's got that nice kind of robust oily texture, and obviously it's in oil here, so it's got that unctuousness, and it's really good. You could eat these as is. So how would you use sardines in a recipe? Well, these are really versatile, arguably even more versatile than anchovies because they don't hit you over the head with flavor. You could use a sardine in any recipe that might call for a stronger, oily fish. So that could be everything from a pasta to atop a salad, or even like a sardine sandwich, or even like what I like to call a sardine bruschetta, where you have some crostini, you have maybe some lettuce or some type of green herb, you have some sardines and some red onions. That could be really, really delicious. It could make a nice snack or light luncheon. So there you go. We've got anchovies versus sardines. Now hopefully you know both the differences and the similarities of each, but I want to hear from you. Do you like either or both of these type of fish, and what do you use them in? Maybe you have memories of your parents or grandparents using these in recipes. Maybe you found some of your own. I would love to hear in the comments below. Okay, trivia time. Speaking of small things, last week I asked you to identify this little guy, and several of you got it correct. It is indeed a turkey lacer. This is what you would use along with some twine to help get your turkey prepped for Thanksgiving, roasting, or whatever have you, to get it all kind of bundled together. This little thing is indeed a turkey lacer. Congratulations to everybody who correctly identified it. For this week's culinary trivia, we are continuing with the small theme. What is this little guy? Do you see this? It's a tiny little thing, but boy, is it beautiful. If you know what this is or you have a guess, put it in the comments below, and I will, of course, let you know the correct answer in the next episode. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Until next time, I hope you want to cook.